Yeah, Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laughs in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what it is. We are here. We are here another week. Your fellas are back in the building. There we go. I hate that applause is pretty weak and mild. Like we deserve a standing ovation every Tuesday. But you know who it is. It's your man Wildcard Mari in the building. And we got my man Randy Weber, aka Karma is a bitch Celtics for what you did for Mitch. Woo! How you doing, bro?
I was doing badly when when the curse of the show came to fruition not even 24 hours later.
Not even 24.
We joke about the Mitch, don't do it, don't pull a Saquon, don't go to the Celtics specifically.
A few moments later.
Yeah. That was so I was not feeling great. However, for what happened to the Celtics as a result of that, or after that, because I'm a believer in God. I'm a believer in good things happening to good people, bad things happening to bad people. Not always, but I believe in a sense of justice out there. Yeah. And oh boy, did it come against the Celtics after. So I feel a little bit better now.
No, it can't quick. For those who are not privy to what our brother is talking about, Randy and myself were talking about Mitchell Robinson on the free agency list. He was a free agent, narrowing down his options. The Lakers, my team, was one of them, and I wouldn't have been upset if we would have grabbed him. But we literally had a conversation on this show last Tuesday, and the first thing we said is, "Hey, man, you can't go to the rival. You can't do that. Like, you just won a championship. We get it. We love you, Mitchell Robinson, in Knicks land, but we will be very upset, pissed off at you. And soon enough, a few hours later, that he got a contract from the Celtics that I don't know if he wouldn't. Do you think he would have got that money with you guys?
No, the big debate really was because we brought back Landry Shamet.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we brought back Jose Alvarado. We brought back Landry Shamet. We're not bringing all of these guys back. For as good as Mitch is at the things he's good at, he's the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. He's possibly or one of the best rebounders, period. Great rim protector, all of that. But he is the worst shooter in the NBA by far. And he has stamina issues, and he gets injured a lot. And he's a little bit older now. So it's like, okay, it doesn't really make sense to pay you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to pay you like that. And as opposed to, because we're not going to be able to afford to bring everybody back. So
no.
I think spending that money, spreading it more apart to Landry Shamet and Jose. We brought Andre Drummond in with almost the exact same skill set as Mitch for way cheaper. So I really liked that move.
That's actually not a bad move to get, and
He
veteran
fills the void.
veteran presence.
Yeah.
Like you said, the financial presence is I think the big thing about that one, getting Andre Drummond. And like you said, he can definitely give you what Mitchell does. And I mean, believe it or not, he does have a championship under his belt. It was in the bubble, but it's on his resume. But
Right. And it's not like he's a shooter or anything, but
No.
he's not as bad as Mitch in that category. You get to keep the rebounding,
Yes.
but you get someone who's not historically bad at the free throw line. And that's kind of nice for a much better price.
They won't be able to do the hacker Andre on Andre.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's not that much of a liability on offense where they gotta hack him and to get back in the game. Because if you're down big and you start the third quarter, just start fouling Mitchell Robinson and close the gap and they get him on the line. And so he's gonna miss, and so it helps you guys get back in the game if you're opponent and you're going against a team with Mitchell Robinson on, and that does suck. That does suck, but look, it's just so funny how we talked about that. And one thing that we talked about last week was I didn't think Jaylen Brown, JB, Mr. Smart Guy, which, by the way, can we have a quick conversation on the discourse about Jaylen Brown? Yes, he is probably one of the smartest men in the room. Yes, he really is. All right? Get over it. All right? If your feelings are that hurt that he's that damn intelligent and you're not, I don't know what to tell you. If people are in their feelings because he probably asserts and walks around like he's the smartest man in the room, well, why should he walk around like he's the dumbest guy in the room with those accolades he got? Why?
Yeah, and I do feel like I was maybe a little harsh last week when we were talking about him and like the maturity thing, the things that he chose to say on Twitch. Realistically, I mean, if the refs are actually fucking you like that, and knowing Embiid, he was flopping, and that was fucking them. I think it's fine for him to stand on business and just like say that. Was it necessarily the best business move? Probably not. But he wasn't wrong. He was right to point it out. So I take back some of the criticisms that I levied in his direction. I would say.
To be fair, I think that there's a lot of, at least he's in a fight with the media, if we're being honest. He's in a fight with the media. Jaylen Brown himself is in a fight with the media. I don't know what he did or what he said that they just don't like him. He's not like the guy, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because I mean, if I was the smartest man in the room, why would I act like a dumbass? I mean, first of all, he did like the bar is pretty low when it comes to these athletes, and are we that surprised that they're not some of the most intelligent people in the world? I'm not, or anybody jump on me. I'm not saying that athletes are dumb. That's not what I'm saying.
Right, and especially we're not saying NBA athletes because we know where that stereotype would come from.
Yeah. All I'm saying is when it comes to him in particular, he is that damn smart. Yeah. I mean, I the discourse lately over the last week and a half, and especially leading up to the trade, it was crazy. I'm like, why are they treating this man like he's some bum, or like he's some guy that ain't part of a championship caliber lineup that just happened a couple of years ago? Why are they trying to act like this guy can't lead his own team?
Yeah, there was a lot of, and I've never really understood it, but there has been the opinion of the league seems to be much more negative than the results would suggest, right? Like he just led a team to a championship and won Finals MVP. He led that team, hence why he won Finals MVP, and I believe Eastern Conference Finals MVP too. Tatum didn't win either. Tatum was a no-show up until Game 5 in that series in the finals, which I keep pointing out because it's true. Drew Holiday and Derek White even showed up more than he did. It's just true. And and so like he does that. He now carries this team, the team last season that nobody expected to be good because Tatum was hurt. And they had made they lost Drew Holiday, Anthony Simons comes in, at the beginning of the season, and they trade him away. And it doesn't look like a good roster on paper. And Jaylen Brown carries that team.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, they choke, but Tatum goes back out in game 7.
Hurt.
Yeah, right. And so I have also, like, if you look at both rosters, the Celtics definitely overachieved, which is why their seeding was so high. The 76ers seeding was largely due to their players being in and out of the lineup constantly. They may have been higher had that not been the case. That's kind of always the case with Embiid and newest Celtic Paul George. So and then the whole thing with the analytics is just like he's actually the 7th best player on the team thing. It's like, right. It's ridiculous, and I've never really understood why there's been this narrative. It's just kind of always been treated as a given, like just an objective, obvious fact that Tatum is the better player between him and Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And there really isn't any evidence to suggest that. It's just kind of this thing that we all accept. There have been periods of time where Tatum has played better, but outside, but there have also been periods of time, especially in big moments, when Brown has played better.
Yeah, I agree.
So for the Celtics to treat Brown as so dispensable and to lead into what ended up happening. So just to kind of go through the timeline, he was offered for Giannis as part of a package. The Heat beat them out.
Yes.
Rumors are that if they had given Hugo Gonzalez or Baylor Scharmeyer or both, I don't know if it had to be both, but at least it's possible, according to a lot of rumors, that one of them would have done it and gotten them Giannis. They refused to put Baylor or Hugo on the line, even though they were willing to give Jaylen Brown.
That's crazy.
And picks. So that obviously doesn't go through. He ends up going to the Heat. And then they trade. And I'm going to tear into this trade so much.
Please do.
Yes, Jaylen Brown for Paul George, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. And I think, and I'm just going to do the hot take right now, this is as bad as the Luka trade. I think it is as bad as the Luka trade. I don't think...
Randy, I think it's worse.
Okay. All right. We're on the same page then.
Here's why I think it's worse. Dallas at least got something back that's comparable. You can still build a team around. I know it's Anthony Davis. I know the jokes. He's injured. That is true. But we're not going to act like when Anthony Davis is 100% healthy on the court, he is not one of the better players on this planet Earth. Okay. My thing is, your return that you got back with all the dominoes that had already fallen of players that could easily, sway your needle on whether you're getting closer to a championship or further away from a championship. All those dominoes have already fallen. That's why when we were on the show last week, I'm like, don't move him. There's nothing I don't think comparable that you're going to get back. And I don't know where you sit on draft picks in the NBA, but here's why I'm at on draft picks in the NBA, Randy. Unless it's a lottery pick, it's basically just a pick. It don't mean a damn thing to me.
Yeah.
And that's just how I feel about these picks when the NBA. They don't carry the same weight and validity of like an NFL pick where you're going to, and I get it, there's this discrepancy of number of players on the roster, 53 to 18, whatever. You know how many players you got per, and how to build a roster. I understand all that. I'm just talking about the actual weight of a first round pick in the NFL compared to the NBA. So you get these multiple first round picks, these multiple second round picks. Guess what? I still don't think it matters because unless you got a lottery pick, even if you get a first round pick in the NBA, if there's past like 15 or 20, that guy's still not even guaranteed to make the damn roster. You know what I'm saying? He's happy to even make the rotation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And in NFL, a first round pick, you expected them to be part of the rotation and like immediately like help now for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put some weight on these picks. So that's why I didn't care for the picks. Whatever. Oh, you got 2 firsts, 2 seconds. Who cares? All right. There's a 55th pick in LA that can't even get to the rotation in LA. All right. That's how important a second round pick is in the NBA. All right. That shit, see them picks don't mean the damn thing to me. All right.
Right. No, I agree. And like another big problem with this is not only did you only get 2 firsts and 2 seconds, but they're probably going to be late picks because you just made the team much better.
Yes.
They're not going to be lottery picks. The 76ers now have a lineup of Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid as their starting 4. In the East, do you think they're going to be those? Do you think those picks are going to be lottery picks? They're not going to be. You gave away Jaylen Brown for late picks. And I get, sometimes teams find gems in the second round, Jalen Brunson, Nikola Jokic, but like it's so rare.
What's the probability on that?
The probability, yeah, exactly. It's nothing. And you already had a player that was like top 15 caliber. You gave him away to potentially, at best, maybe get a guy that could be that good. And you already had him. And it doesn't even, there's no angle where it makes sense. You traded him to a rival team. You traded him to a rival team that you just faced in the playoffs, that you just choked to, that you're going to be playing again for the next several years if you're even good enough to get that far.
Bro.
And
that's the thing that killed me.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And you didn't even save money. You took one of the worst contracts in the NBA on in the place of Jaylen Brown because you didn't want to pay Jaylen Brown. Like Paul George has 1 year less on his contract, but he's also a much harder to move contract because he's old. He's a podcaster, and he's going to be probably retiring soon. He's nowhere near as good as Jaylen Brown. He's injury prone. Nobody's going to be trading for Paul George. So you just took on an albatross for no reason. And a couple of late picks.
Hey, dog.
To make your rival better.
Hey,
much better.
I have not found not one Celtics fan between now and last week, 6 days ago, when this trade was announced. I have not found not one Celtics fan that was happy about this compensation back for JB. And they shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be.
And they shouldn't be. Brad Stevens, I don't know what I think you fell into the pressure. Because here what it is now in 2026. A lot of these coaches got, I think they're more prone to fall into the pressure of social media more today than they ever been. Because wherever these narratives came about JB and whatever, the front office heard the noise. Because otherwise, that's why you make this move. Because this move reeked of desperation. I'm so desperate just to get rid of JB. I'm just so desperate, I'll take Paul George. What? I'll take these old funky ass draft picks just to get rid of them. You literally gave him up for a chopped cheese, a Fago, some elote. You know what I'm saying?
And the worst part about that part of it is he never actually demanded a trade. He like it was entirely on the Celtics end that he had to go. I've argued with a couple of Celtics fans that nobody was happy, but there were some that I saw that were trying to undermine how bad it was. And they were like, well, we had to get rid of Jaylen Brown, but like, why? Because he said that last season was his favorite season. He had to go over that.
It was
it's insane. Yeah, exactly. He had fun leading a team. Like who cares? Like why? He did not need to leave the team because of that, and he didn't seem to want to.
That's my thing, Randy. Him wanting to be a number one doesn't mean he wants to leave, and I think a lot of people get that confused. Just because a guy wants to be the man on the team, he wants to quote unquote have the title of, hey man, when it all comes down, I want to be the guy to take the shot to get us to get. Who cares?
Right.
If that's his business, that's his business. The fact that really kills me with Brad Stevens is this was not based on basketball. You can't fool me on that. This was not based on basketball.
No.
This move at all was not at all based on basketball. Because if it was, you would have got way more better compensation back for the guy. For a guy that, for one, you've already shown that he is important because you made him one of the most highest paid players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't tell me he doesn't matter. Two, he was part of your championship cloth, your fabric that you have built. He helped bring the championship there. He was part of 2 finals appearances. He was part of the consecutive Eastern Conference Finals appearances teams that he was part of that. Like literally, like I don't know what Brad Stevens has against Jaylen Brown. There has to be a huge dislike amongst them. There has this. You can't sell me on this was business. You can't sell me on this was basketball, because neither one of them made no business decision. No, this wasn't a smart business decision. This sure as hell wasn't a smart basketball decision. So you got to explain to me, Brad Stevens. More importantly, you got to explain to these Celtics fans why you traded a big integral part of your championship cloth, your fabric, and 2, why did you trade him and make Philly better? He's going to take it out on you every time he sees you.
Yeah, which is going to be quite a bit.
It's going to be quite a bit. You're going to see him at least a minimum of 4 times every year.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum.
Plus the playoffs, if you're even good enough to face them.
Get there, he can't wait to fucking eliminate you. He's going to have the broom in his hand when he just sweep y'all off the damn court. This is a bad move all around. I don't know what Brad Stevens is doing, and I might be jumping off on a limb right here, Randy. I think this is a fireable offense.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely. And here's the thing. And just looking at the two of them, like to your point about AD, looking at the two of them, not in hindsight, because obviously we know how bad it was for the Mavericks. Anthony Davis isn't even still there, and they didn't even get much for him. So, like, aged horribly. But just with the information you had when you made the decision, as bad as the Luka trade was even on paper, at least Anthony Davis was still a top 10-ish caliber player on the court. He was on the MVP ladder that year.
I give you top.
Luka was underperforming. He was in bad health. He was injured. You know, the weight shit, and also that he was the injured one. Now, obviously, you could have predicted that Anthony Davis's being healthy for a couple of months wasn't a predictor that he was going to stay that way. But at least you were getting a player that you could reason yourself into believing would make your team better. Nobody thinks that Paul George is going to be the quality of player in 2026 in the year of our Lord as compared to Jaylen Brown. Nobody thinks that. There's no way you could look at last year and come to that conclusion. The most recent sample size, even. And 2, another thing that makes it worse is the Lakers and the Mavericks aren't direct rivals. They're not always competing against each other. They're in the West, but you just gave them to a team you just faced. And lost and choked to. They weren't good enough to beat you when you had a better team than you do now. And they had a worse team than they do now.
I'm still shell shocked that this trade went through, bro, because we were literally sitting here a week ago, and I'm like, there's no point in even trading Jaylen Brown. You're not going to get the compensation back you want. This was literally, I don't like Jaylen Brown move from Brad Stevens. This has to be. He didn't like him.
Yeah.
This was personal. Because you can't sell me on this was business or this was basketball.
Right. I think the analytics stuff was a way of trying to sell that it was basketball, but it's obviously not.
We've seen that before from hell. They do that in corporate takeovers all the time. You know what they do to, and one giant company is going to deface another company, but behind closed doors, they're about to acquire that company. And what it does is it pisses on the value of what you're trying to acquire, so you don't spend so much fucking money on it. So it's the same thing right here, where it's kind of like, oh, we're going to defame, talk, throw whatever we can, make up whatever narrative is through the media, leak whatever to make it seem like, oh man, we gotta get rid of JB. He's his smartness is a cancer to our locker room. You know, his intelligence is just too it breeds arrogance, and he's just too smart for the room, huh?
Right, like all the drama, quote unquote, that he started from that like one Twitch stream where he criticized refs and another team's player,
None of it was
and just said that it was his favorite season, and like that, there's like we have to move him, we have to.
Gotta move him.
It doesn't matter what we get back. We just gotta move him. It's just like ridiculous.
Hey, Brad Stevens, this is a fireable offense, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care how you slice it. Matter of fact, I need to look up. Has he said anything in the media since this trade has gone down, Brad Stevens? I need to look because
I'm sure he has. I haven't seen it.
If he hasn't, I understand why you hadn't, because it probably would be smart not to say nothing. Just wait till training camps opens up and they're like, hey, Brad, why'd you make that trade? A few months later, you could probably explain it. But right now, don't say shit. Because it's not going to make sense. There's nothing you can ever say, Brad, that's going to make sense to me, at least, on why you pulled the trigger on this trade. This is a fireable offense. It's laughable you made it. And low-key, I know I was kind of questioning what you do with Joel Embiid. You definitely can't move him now.
No, and I mean, if I'm any other team, there's no chance I'm taking him. Like, expensive, never plays. He might have to medically retire in the next couple of years. Like, no, ridiculous.
But what I'm saying on Philly's end, Boston just kind of gave you the layup to make your team that much better. I mean,
right? There's no reason to blow it up.
No, not at all. Because although I think him and Edgecombe are kind of redundant.
Embiid and Edgecombe?
No.
Brown and Edgecombe.
Brown and Edgecombe.
Okay.
Almost redundant. You still got Maxey, and if you actually quite honest, all three of those are pretty much the same person between Maxey, Brown, and Edgecombe, at least playing the same position.
Well, Maxey's a guard. Brown's a forward. It's Edgecombe's a shooting. Oh, he plays shooting guard for them. I don't know what his natural position is.
He can bounce between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So,
which Brown also does.
Yeah. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Those two are redundant. Obviously, I guess I don't know how they're gonna flow between the three of them on the floor. I'm not sure how they do it with. Hey, they got time to figure that out. I'm just saying, on paper, if Embiid actually stays healthy, this actually is a way better team than what Boston just did to what the hell they just did to themselves.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that I'm just happy that the Celtics are facing karma for taking Mitch. And when Mitch is in Boston and he's at the free throw line and he's missing all of his shots late in those close games, and he's being called all types of slurs by that racist ass fan base, I will look at him and I'll be like, I'm sorry they did this to you, because you're doing all that shit in the play-in now. They didn't even because they didn't even bring you to be on a good team anymore. I'm sorry, Mitch.
Hey, it's okay, Mitch. Hey, you got your ring. Go get paid. It's all good. It happens, man. I think that now, does this automatically take Philly out of the LeBron sweepstakes, you think?
It doesn't. Apparently, they contacted him even after the Brown trade. So I think that they are interested in him. I don't think LeBron has any interest in going there. I don't see why he would go there specifically. I think, especially if he's not going for money reasons, because he's apparently willing to take a minimum, he's going for basketball reasons. And I think that means sentimental reasons, right? So the Cavs and the Heat, and then the Warriors. I think those are the three teams that are the serious teams. I don't think he has any interest in going to the 76ers, because why them specifically?
Yeah.
I'll say this.
I will say this. I don't know if he comes to a decision sooner rather than later. Regardless, I think him going to Miami is an odd one because I don't like how that roster is just constructed. Obviously, they're still trying to put it together. Obviously, Giannis is there, Bam is there, and it's crazy enough. I was thinking they're gonna keep Norman Powell. He leaves.
Yeah. No, we had talked about that. It was like
Yeah.
they better retain Norman Powell.
They better, and now he
No, they
leaves. So I think that changes how Miami. Now Miami, I think they, obviously they let bygones be bygones, or kind of let the past be the past on the relationship between him and Pat.
Mhm.
Hopefully they kiss and make up. If I'm Miami, yeah, I do pursue him because LeBron does feel at least two needs.
Yes.
He gives you the leader, he gives you the point guard that you don't have no more with Norman Powell gone.
Shooting guard. They have Davion Mitchell, but LeBron obviously would be an upgrade over Davion Mitchell. And they have Tim Hardaway Jr., who I think is supposed to be the Powell replacement. Is he going to be good enough to be the Powell replacement? We'll see. Exactly. But
Tim Hardaway's always just been a solid role player for me. I ain't expecting him to take on no big giant role, man.
right, exactly. But like, if LeBron did play the one, you have a starting lineup of LeBron, Tim Hardaway Jr., Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam. That doesn't feel as bad as it does right now.
It looks a lot better than what they are right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's a team that could make the playoffs. Probably not a high seed, but it could make the playoffs.
No, they would have to have some things farther away to get out of the East.
They're not getting out of the East. No, that's not. I think that's off the table. Yeah, but like to make the playoffs, maybe win a playoff series, I think that lineup could.
Competitive. It'll be competitive. I'll be okay with that. I see the Bucks continue to tear everything up, and it's good.
Yeah, try to. I mean, they don't have their pick this coming year, so they don't really. That kind of sucks because they don't really even have that much incentive to be bad. But they're bad. They're going to be bad regardless. It's not really up to them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're trying to figure some stuff out. I think Hero is still on the team. I don't think they moved him again. Is Tyler? Yeah, Tyler Hero is.
Hey, you know how crazy that Tyler Hero and Kuminga are on the same team?
Yeah.
And they Eskimo brothers. That's crazy, bro.
That's so funny.
Hey, that's wild. Anyway.
Yes.
Hey, Summer League. I haven't had a chance to really kind of peep into the games. I've been looking at certain highlights. Darren Peterson has been getting off on some of these highlights I've been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not saying that Utah is going to be nice, but they're starting to collect a whole bunch of talent out there in Utah, and that's even with them moving off of Walker Kessler. They got a lot of young talent that's loading up. Can they put it all together? I'm not sure. Can they do something with it? I'm not sure. But they can either turn into something like a worst to first type situation, or they're just going to continue to be in a farm system for the rest of the league. I'm not sure, but the talent's there.
Exactly. They do have talent. They have Nurkic now in Walker Kessler's place. Speaking of which, also, so that's a good segue. You now have Walker Kessler. How do you feel about the Lakers' moves this offseason? I mean, you don't have LeBron. You were never a LeBron fan anyway. You never thought you were going to win a title with the team that they had. So they've made some moves now. Walker Kessler comes in. Colin Sexton comes in. How do you feeling about these moves right now?
Hey,
the exciting whites.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm kind of shaky. I'm kind of nervous. And here's why I'm nervous. Because for the first time in a long time, I have actually agreed with Stephen A. Smith, where I am shocked and just absolutely just the image of the Lakers right now is different. I mean, it's
very, very white.
We are here at the Snow Time Lakers show. All right. And Hey, look, I'm just gonna say it. Look, Stephen A. Smith ain't said nothing fucked up. He said the same shit we was all thinking. All right. When's the last time you seen an NBA team win a title with a whole bunch of white boys in the starting lineup? It's been a minute.
Yep.
Like I said last week, y'all go see what the N stands for in NBA. I'll wait. Regardless, I am shocked that the Lakers are very bright right now. All right, they are very bright. And I'm not talking about IQ. I'm talking about the skin tone. It's very bright. It's really.
It's kind of crazy. You're out white. Like there's a basketball team that represents Utah, and they're blacker than the LA Lakers right now. The racist ass Boston Celtics are blacker than y'all right now.
Hey, I ain't even gonna, y'all can jump on my man Stephen A. Smith for a lot of shit, but on that one, he wasn't wrong. He said the same shit we was all thinking. Like, hey, Lakers, good moves, but are they the right moves? Because fact of the matter is, it's just facts is facts. When's the last time you seen a whole bunch of white boys take a basketball NBA team to a championship? And y'all can say whatever you want. I don't care. I'll take the heat. I'm just saying Stephen A. wasn't wrong. All right. He wasn't lying. He said the elephant in the room. He said what everybody was thinking. And they jumped on him. And this is the one time I'm going to come to his defense. He said what we was all thinking. Because right when the image came by, traded for Walker Kessler, gave the extension to Austin Reeves, still got Luka. And that's pretty much the key pieces of your starting five right there.
Yeah, you lost Rui Hachimura, who I've always really liked.
Rui does a lot of things. Obviously, you want him to be more well-rounded on the offensive end, but he does a lot of stuff on the stat sheets that just doesn't show up. He does the hustle, he does the defense, he does the assignments that most. Well, he did a lot of assignments that LeBron didn't want to do. All right.
Yes, exactly. He's always been, when I watch the Lakers games, he's always been the one that stands out to me. Is like exactly. You don't really hear people talking about him that much, but like he's going to be a nice piece for the Clippers. I think he might be a
it's true. It's the Snow Time Lakers. I'm trying to tell you, we from Showtime to Snow Time. As long as we make this motherfucker avalanche in Lakerland, I don't care, man. Hey, I'll be pro all my white boys down there in LA as long as they put them W's up. But the moment that they start stinking, first thing I'm gonna look at, and y'all gonna get mad at me, I'm like, all right, should have got more brothers in this motherfucker. Don't get mad. I'm just calling it what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it what it is. This ain't about race. This ain't about being funny. No, we just being for real. I'm just being for real. When they start losing and start looking like cheeks, the first thing I'm going to come up on this show, Randy, and say, well, we should have more brothers.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, which one of y'all got to come out in the starting lineup? Because y'all better go get a brother in here. You better. Hey, y'all got enough brothers down there in South Central. You better go get Tyrone and them. Nut. Better go get rolling sixes over there. Something. Hey, you better do. Hey, they not gonna like the results of if it's just mediocre, because a lot of people are gonna jump on Rob Pelinka's head about the moves that he made this offseason, and they're gonna, because first thing they're gonna look at is you had to give Austin Reeves that type of money, because I would.
Yeah,
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Austin Reeves is a solid player. All right. By default, he was the second best player on the team last year behind Luka. By default, by stats.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he when Luka was out, and also at times when LeBron was out, Austin Reeves did a lot to carry the team at times where he was needed. But this was also like a breakout year. We have no idea if this is his standard.
Yeah,
going forward.
I'm just Rob Pelinka. Obviously, for me, I didn't think he was going to hit a home run. But the fact of the matter is, you're moving off this era. where it was kind of a mixed bag of emotions and feelings that you had with LeBron. And now that you move off of that, and quite frankly, it sounded like LeBron just didn't want to come back to the Lakers. I mean, he wasn't even taking any calls. He didn't want to talk to him. That says a lot to me about the whole situation right there, about him not even wanting to make time to talk to them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on vacation. I'm playing golf. I'm traveling here.
Yeah.
You got time to talk turkey, bro.
Yeah, no, he won a title for this team, right? like things have to be pretty bad for you to not even want to talk to them after that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he ever fit here in LA. The fit just never was there. Obviously, LeBron wants to be on the big stage of a market team, or at least on a team that has somewhat of a nice market. Because when he got drafted to Cleveland, that he had no choice in that, so he stayed there. That was his hometown team. Mm-hmm. He turned it into a bigger market by being there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to go back, that was a personal thing. But what I'm saying is, LA, Miami are both, especially LA, are bigger sports market teams, market areas.
Yeah.
And that's the type of stage that LeBron deservedly needs to be on. It would feel weird, you know. Don't go back to Cleveland. You done that. You're good, dog. Hey, you done it. You won them a championship. You're good. You're good. You don't need to go back there. So I don't think that should be even on the board. But like,
if he does, it's for personal reasons, right? Like it's not. Yeah, that would be like his reasoning for doing it. But yeah, I agree.
To retire and that's it. All right, cool. All right. But here in LA, it's like if that what he needed to do, obviously, you know, the endorsements, the media that he likes to do, LA is the perfect spot for that. I'm just saying culturally, because I was listening to, I can't remember who I was listening to, because LA, the Lakers are so pro Kobe, all right? Pro Kobe. And you've been tied with his name for so many years. And all these Lakers fans, especially I know, because I was doing it, and we didn't give a fuck about you, LeBron. We was Kobe. So, and for you to come to LA, which was Kobe's team, it's kind of like, oh, you trying to be funny, man? Like, what is this? So I already kind of took it as a slight, but like, bro, wait, nah, I don't care what you do here. You ain't gonna never pass my man Cole.
Won 5 titles with y'all.
You could have won 5, and I still would have.
Kobe, I'm saying like Kobe won 5. Like that's good luck.
And then you can't compare that little bubble championship to the 5 that my man Cole got. Not a 1. Not one of the 5 I can compare that bubble championship to as an importance. I can't.
Even in his first 3 when he was the Robin, or like borderline Robin, however much you want to weigh that.
My thing is about those first 3 championships. There were points in times where Shaq, he was the number 1 because obviously he was still in his prime.
Yeah. And because he's a ham volcano. So, you know, just by virtue of being the size of a F-150.
Like literally, I like my man Kobe is still, he ain't quite Mamba mentality yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we see greatness coming. So this is the point in time in Kobe's career. We see greatness coming. All right. We just didn't see Mamba mentality yet. But a lot of people forget in those first 3 years, those championships, there were times where Shaq was like, hey, man, I can't carry the load. And Kobe would come up to him like, hey, big fella, don't worry. I got you. And he would shut shit down. And like there were points in times, I think one of those finals, Kobe, I think he might have averaged damn near 25. So it's like my man was never a bystander.
No, of course not. Right. Yeah.
But a lot of people in, you know, their revisionist history would make it seem like it was all pro Shaq, and that's the only reason why they got there. I'm like, I don't
no, it was the Shaq and Kobe duo for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It was an and. It was an and in there. It wasn't just Shaq, or it wasn't just Kobe. It was an and in there. They needed each other to get those 3 championships. But my thing is you're fighting a Kobe legacy with you, LeBron, as in fan base, where we've been so pro Kobe. Probably a lot of people in the front office are still pro Kobe. Coaches are probably still pro Kobe. A lot of stuff with Lakers are going to still have pro Kobe just sprinkled all over it. And that's just what it was. And I get it. You've been there 8 years. You brought us the bubble championship, but it just never seemed. I just think that the LeBron we got, if he knew we had a team that was going to be competitive and probably compete, he cared. If we had a whole bunch of, again, we had a Alonzo Ball, a young Brandon Ingram, young D'Angelo Russell. He said, hey, man, y'all got to get the fuck out of here, bro. Then he kind of moved stuff, and then you kind of saw the lackadaisical kind of play with him every now and then. It wasn't, we didn't get Heat LeBron.
Right.
And we sure as hell didn't get Cleveland Cavaliers LeBron. Obviously, I understand there's a difference in age. But I'm just talking about as in effort and just wanting to make sure that we won. I'm just, he never fit with the Lakers. It never seemed like it was anything that was just, organic or that they wanted each other. This just seems so very transactional between LeBron and the Lakers for the last 8 years. Very transactional.
Yeah.
And I understand, but at the same part, it's like, well, that's kind of what it was always going to be. I was never going to embrace LeBron as a Laker. So I'm only going to speak for myself. I can't talk for the other Lakers. It just was never going to happen. And it's kind of like, I'm like, right now, and even on the show a couple of weeks ago, admittedly, I was like, I would like LeBron back because we're a better team with him. But at this point in time, I'm like, I'm just glad it's over with. I'm glad it's over with. Because now we can stop acting like we could stop walking on eggshells and just move on. Y'all never really cared to really like each other. When you got transactional relationships, there's nothing real. There's nothing organic. There's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing prosperous going to come from it.
Yeah.
It's just, all right, we're here because we need each other. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That's like when people stay in those relationships for 4 or 5 years, even though the love's been gone 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like somebody got to break up with somebody at some point in time. Like,
yeah, for real. It's just like I get it. We have I don't know, finances and kids intertwined, but bro, come on.
Yeah, it ain't working.
Yeah.
like let's call it a wrap.
And also, I guess to be fair, a lot of the issues with the Lakers were not LeBron's fault. Some of them were.
Yes.
The lead GM shit had pros and cons. You would not have gotten AD without LeBron's interference, very likely. But you also wouldn't have had that weird Russell Westbrook situation. You maybe would have gotten a better center at some point if post AD. It was the pros and cons to him being so heavily involved. But I wouldn't say that a significant amount of the issues were his fault that happened with the Lakers. But I gotta understand. He was always one of the direct competitors to Kobe. Mm-hmm. So I gotta get your point, right? Like they were fighting for MVP recognition in some years. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, man. Crazy NBA offseason for sure. Crazy NBA offseason, man. I love it, especially around this time of the year where we're getting closer to training camp, and you just had a finals happen. And of course, I know you're feeling a lot better about it this year. And then, of course, summer league is kicked in, and it's still transactions. There's still a lot of movement going on in the league. A lot of these rosters are still starting to shape out. I'm waiting for it to finally die down so I can take a look at it, all 30 teams, and kind of like, oh, you guys did something. You didn't do enough. You guys did. So we'll give the final grades on that probably in the next couple of weeks. But
right, and we can do our predictions and all of that.
No doubt. And I know last week we were talking a little bit of FIFA, but I gotta talk about this, Randy. And I'll let you get yours off. Hey, I've been loving FIFA. I had some great games today. Argentina came back from a great comeback, and Messi showed why he's the GOAT. Egypt should be upset with themselves. They had a nice little lead and just couldn't hold on to it. And then Colombia got eliminated by the Swiss today. But of course, with the FIFA World Cup being held in North America, a lot of American places are holding, like Kansas City. And so we're hey, USA, let's go. Hey, man, for those who don't watch a lot of World Cup soccer or international soccer and expected the USA to win, I hate to break it to you. They ain't it. The men. And I'm specifically saying the men. Hey, man. Y'all starting to equate to the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all starting to give them the same vibes where y'all give us a lot of hope. Y'all give us all this, put us all together as a nation. I've been seeing everybody come together. USA, let's go win that World Cup. And then y'all get on this big stage and y'all flop. Y'all turn the chicken shit. And this was expected. I'm sorry to tell y'all, if you're just a casual, this was expected. And here why this was expected. Because the men, U.S. men do this every 4 years. Hype us up as a nation, get us feeling good. And I knew they was going to do this. Oh, man, we the host nation. We got World Cups all over America, man. We going to put on for the country. And y'all was going to do that. I knew y'all was going to do the same shit. Y'all went out there in that game, played scared. Defense was cheeks. All right, one aggressive. As soon as y'all scored, y'all gave up the cheeks, literally, and seconds later. And then y'all just kept giving up the cheeks, and y'all get booted out. My main point is what exactly are the U.S. women doing that you guys aren't, man? Explain it to me. I need to figure it out. I just need to figure this out. Because if you do the history of the women's World Cup, I think they started doing it in 91. And so they do it every 4 years, just like the men. So they haven't had as much history as the men. But you know who's the big dogs in the U.S. In the women's game in World Cup? The U.S. women. They the big dogs. They are the bar. They are the pedestal. They have won 5 World Cups. You know how many the men have won in FIFA World Cup play? I tell you, they ain't got past the quarterfinals. So again, another disappointing year that the men come up very, very short. And I need an answer. Why are the U.S. women more successful than you guys? And if we're going to have this conversation on pay scale, damn it, you bastards better turn over your checks to them ladies. Because they the ones that deserve the money coming from the FIFA. Instead of you raggedy sons of bitches disappointing every 4 years. I know. Hey, Women's World Cup starts next summer, and I can't wait. Because you know why? I'm going to root for them U.S. women because they got a damn chance to win the damn shits.
So I've been pretty open that I hadn't really been following the World Cup much, and I don't have a strong background of knowledge of FIFA. However, I did. This was the first FIFA game I think I've ever actually sat down and watched and paid attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And for this to be the first one, it kind of sucks. The American team was ass, bro. Like it was just bad. The goalie. Our goalie sucks. I don't know what his name is. I don't care what his name is.
Care to know his name, but that move he did was
steps out of the goal. We just get a penalty kick to tie it up. The only goal that we score is from a penalty kick. We tie it up almost immediately. They go back towards the U.S. goal. Our goalie steps out and starts playing with everybody else. But like, bro, the goal is in your name. Get back in the goal. Obviously, they score off of that, and then they just keep doing it. Like he's going. He didn't do shit, and then bro does a Young Ho Koo, digs his foot into the ground,
Straight to the ground.
I think, is that where we got the penalty kick from? Was that the penalty on the other player? I feel like it was. So if so, that was the best move anybody on our team did.
Crazy, bro. Oh my.
This is bad. It's just like, bro, oh, this is the team that we're all super excited for. It's like this. It's a little rough.
No, Lily Randy. I wish I could have prepared you for that, because this is what happens every year. And the crazy thing, since '91, the U.S. women have been the total opposite. You might as well go ahead and put a slip in, and they could probably win this month next year, because they probably can. And for the fact for the U.S. countries to be vast different between the two men and women is crazy to me, because we go from a women's team that is literally, you could pencil the name in to win the World Cup next year, and they just might do it. You hope that the men, hell, can we get past the quarterfinals? We can't. We keep.
There's also probably a decent talent gap in the opponents too.
There is.
So that I don't know if maybe that's something to do with it. Like, I mean, you have Messi's Argentina, you have Ronaldo's Portugal, you have Mbappe's France, right? Like, it's just high level opponents, and then it's us who don't even. Really, you know.
And see, that's kind of my biggest thing. Who's the star? They said Christian Pulisic was supposed to be our star, but the man was pretty non-existent for the most World Cup, majority of it. So if that's our star, that's our bar. Oh well, shit. Yeah, we ain't getting no damn World Cup if he's supposed to be considered our star, and he couldn't even show up. I know he was fighting injuries, but my biggest thing when you're talking about the talent disparity, so obviously Messi with Argentina, there's a whole bunch of other bad Argentinians not named Messi. You go to Portugal, there's a whole bunch of bad motherfuckers not named Cristiano Ronaldo. You go to France, there's a whole bunch of bad motherfuckers not named Kylian Mbappe. So my point is, and I get it, football or soccer, or however you want to call it, is a international sport played by majority of the world, and taken serious to another level of the world. My thing is the men, specifically the men, need to get on a level of seriousness that the Europeans, that these Hispanic, these African countries and nations are taking soccer. They have to if they want to compete. So I thought about this the other day, Randy, and I don't know if they're doing it or not. And I've seen it done in other sports, especially baseball. They need to start setting up satellite camps, and they need to do some in some of these Hispanic countries like Argentina, Brazil. They need to send some over in Europe, and they need to send some of these satellite camps in Africa. And what they should do is take our under 18 teams, like our youth, because that's how you build it. So take 15-year-old to 18-year-olds. And what they should do, they should drop them in one of these Argentina or Brazil, drop them in Africa, drop them in Europe, and have them play against the youth in those cities. Because those dudes are the grinders. Them kids that ain't got no shoes in Africa, them Hispanic kids that's playing soccer with whatever made up little tree that they didn't probably shavings they didn't bundled together and woven together and made a soccer ball. And I'm probably exaggerating, but I'm not probably too far from the truth. Some of these lower countries financially don't have the luxury that we do over here in America, that can't afford, even running water. But guess what? They're probably going to build the next Messi, the next Ronaldo, because they building dogs out there. In order for us to compete in the men's game, we have to adapt to their game. We can't keep coming with this arrogance over USA. We're the best nation. We got all the funds to have all the sports science. No. In order to beat these guys, because they've been playing soccer forever, soccer's still just now coming around in America. We put basketball, we put baseball, we put football, we put so many other sports above soccer that, we're not going to be the best in the world's game. The whole world's so far in advance when it comes to soccer than what we are.
Right.
We got to close that gap, and we need to close it quick.
Right. And, there's a lot of things to that. I mean, every country has like financial ranges within it, but obviously we have the best funds. Like, that's just objectively true. But a lot of our funds don't go into soccer because we don't have the same cultural backing. We're one of the few countries that doesn't prioritize soccer to that same degree on a cultural level. So like our best athletes are less likely to be going into soccer. In, like you're saying, Africa, Latin America, Mexico, Europe, their best athletes are soccer players.
Yeah.
Right. Ours aren't, because like it's not as profitable on like a day-to-day level. You know, like if you go into the MLB, NFL, NBA, you're probably making more money. You're certainly more famous. You're, you know, like our star guy, if you ask like a random person on the street before like 2 months ago who he was, they'd have no idea who he was. But like, damn sure they know who LeBron James is. Damn sure they know who Patrick Mahomes is.
Yep.
Damn sure they know who Steph Curry is.
Yep.
Right. So that's a big part of it too. And I think like if the funds would need to go there, but like the culture would need to have that kind of demand for it. And we don't have that level of cultural demand. Maybe that'll change. I think like the World Cup is now being viewed, I believe, by more Americans than ever before, because it's happening here.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that will start to change a little bit, and like soccer will become more culturally relevant. But another thing is also the rest of the world in general, when it comes to sports, are starting to catch up. I mean, the NBA is a really good example of that. Like if you look at, let's say, just to not have to like figure out who, let's say the top 8 players in the NBA. You have a Serbian, you have a Frenchman, you have a Canadian, you have a Greek man, you know, you have a Slovenian.
Yeah.
Right. It's you, and you know, a lot of the best players are actively playing in places like France or Spain, playing in FIBA, and then coming here and like becoming the like among our best players. You know, we got Rudy Gobert, we got Şengün, we got like a lot of the best players are coming from other countries more so than ever before. Yeah. And like the rest of the world is kind of starting to catch up to us in sports a little bit.
That's fair. That's
so it's kind of, it is interesting to see. I mean, like, what is the NBA going to look like 10 years from now?
Yeah. Well, I think that shit has already started. Have you? I mean, even take a look at the. I know it just happened this year's and last year's NBA draft. There's a lot of guys in that top 10 lottery picks first round, and I'm like, oh,
right.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce it. They coming from countries where I'm like, there was and just in the top like 20, there was a guy from Spain, Mara. There was the German who went to the Hornets. There were a few of them, and like that is becoming more and more. And they play there. Like they're not like immigrants who come here and use our system. They have their own. Yeah. That develops them well enough to then come here to play on that level. Yeah, I just think that they got it. They got to start putting some of these kids who really want it, and they gotta toughen them up by playing these Europeans, playing these Latin Americans and Africans, and because soccer is just so big everywhere. And I agree with you 1,000%. It has to be a cultural shift. And I think it has to take a player at the level of Messi and Ronaldo's talent, but he has to be born in the U.S. That's the only way you're going to get Americans caring about the sport growing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I think about it, Randy, that's why the women are more successful when it comes to the soccer, because the stars that the women produce are American born in that sport. You know, we like when we had Alex Morgan playing soccer, she was on a Messi level. It benefited America's culture because she was born in America. You know what I'm saying? And until we get a Messi, a Ronaldo, or Mbappe, but until his birthplace says USA, I just don't think culturally Americans are going to like care about soccer as much as the rest of the world were. I just think that's just what it is.
I don't know if I necessarily agree that it has to be someone who's American born, because like Mbappe, for instance, is not French born and
Yeah.
he's their top star. But it is also kind of different because France already had a culture
Yeah.
of soccer, and Mbappe just came there to be the best player. Cameroon, I believe, is a French. What's primary language in Cameroon? I think it's French language in Cameroon. Yeah, French. Right. So like he was already a French speaker who went to a country that already valued soccer.
Yeah.
But I think it would help for sure. I think could an immigrant come here and become a huge star here? Sure. I do think because of the way America kind of is, maybe it'll be harder for them to resonate with that person and get behind them. But it would certainly help if we had an American born who could be that star. I don't know necessarily that it has to be. Is maybe my only pushback.
No, I hear you, but I put it to you like this way. I think Americans care about Luka, but I don't think they'll care about him as much as Slovenian people will.
Yes, that's for sure.
So as much as the Americans care about the talent and how cold-blooded Luka is, I think if he was Luka Doncic, the name sounds Luka Doncic, but if said born out of Mason, Ohio, I think his stardom would have elevated to what it is now. Because I think he's already a star, but I just think if he's American born, that's how you get this vast majority of America to really care about something. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
They just care more if you're American.
Right, exactly. Countries, there's, some of it's xenophobia, some of it's just people's limited ability to relate to people who they feel are too different. Like there lots of reasons. Sometimes it's just because like we have our own state pride. Like I'm not unique in this way. Like the reason why I cheer for New York teams is because I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah,
I have that New York pride. Exactly. Especially if it's a player from New York, like Jose Alvarado. A big thing was he was from New York City, and people, everyone does this to some extent. It's just a matter of understanding the healthy channels for it. But I do think that's a big reason why people always talk about who's going to be the star of the NBA, who's going to be the face of the league, and that's been a question for a couple of years now, because the best player in the world was Jokic. And because Jokic is from a relatively small country, and he's up until recently apparently fucking shredded now, but he was for a while like a slow, chubby guy who looks like what was that character? Not Frankenstein. He's the guy from Minions, I think. What?
Yeah, the guy on Minions, he kind of looked like him. That's I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard people compare him to this character before a couple of times. I'm drawing a blank, but yeah, like exactly. Like in Igor, like he looks like he should be following around a mad scientist and like carrying things for him. Like, so he's not. He's marketable to basketball fans, but like a regular person, like
not the Cosmos.
Exactly. And like then Shea with his flopping and like his twinkish fashion styles and it's like, well, like Ant-Man was supposed to be the guy, and Ant-Man's super cool and he is really marketable, but he's never played at the level of being the best guy. So as his top 10 guy, but he's not the best guy. So like it's kind of, until he does that, Jalen Brunson should be the guy because he really checks off every box, but they're not going to get behind him because he's not crazy tall. Wemby has been their attempt at a guy, but people don't like him now because he's an asshole and he played dirty in the playoffs and in the finals. And I think him being French will actually limit how much people are going to get behind him. He'll be a great villain for the NBA. I don't think he'll ever be the great face of the NBA.
No, I know.
And I think his reputation has been. I think he's been made too negative. But honestly, being 7'4" make him the villain, make him the monster heel,
Mm-hmm.
and then take someone like a Jalen Brunson, make him the baby face of the NBA. Like I think that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But they're looking for a guy to be like the guy. And I do think that the fact that so many of the best players are foreign does hurt the ability, unfortunately, of American audiences to treat them like that, and the NBA's willingness to get behind them like that. So, like, to your point, and I do think that would also be translatable as an issue in soccer. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Maybe we'll a young American Messi or Ronaldo will be born here, and then will lead us to a ton of World Cups in the 2040s or whatever.
Hey, look, Messi, Ronaldo, I know y'all probably happily married, but if y'all want, man, I know some girls in Kansas City that would love to have your babies, bro. We can go ahead and make some clones of y'all American made, baby.
They could do an Elon Musk and just like supplant into a bunch of different women.
All I'm saying is we need to get back on. We need to get back to being dominant in sports, not football or basketball or baseball. And this is and this is gonna be the shortcut because, again, I don't know what the women are doing that the men aren't. And I get it. There's a vast majority of comparison of the skill set because the women aren't going to be going against a female Messi or Ronaldo or Mbappe, and the U.S. women are going to be more likely to have those talented of women on their roster than their opponents.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, but some got to give, man. Because I've been doing this for at least the last 16, 20 years watching. I could go back to Alexi Lawless playing soccer for U.S. I'm talking about Landon Donovan, Dempsey. I'm talking about I could go back to watching these boys disappoint me time and time again every 4 years because they just can't compete against these European squads and these Spanish and these African. They just can't.
Yeah.
It's just too talented. And even if we get a team good enough to get to the knockout rounds, which we've had multiple teams get to the knockout round, but the problem is knockout rounds is you're playing the best of the best in the world. And we're just not the best at soccer. We're just not compared to the rest of the world. And you just got to close the gap. That's all I'm looking for is close the gap. That's it. I'm not looking for y'all to overtake the rest of the world in soccer. But y'all just can't keep just disappointing me every 4 years. Like this shit is getting old. This shit is getting old, man. But before we get out of here, I love how a wrong was rewritten and how they rewrit this wrong. I don't care how they did it, but damn it. In other sports news, Sami Zayn is no longer the WWE Undisputed Champion, and thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So that's why I'm happy about that part, Randy. All right, that they finally came to their senses, and said, "Yeah, we sure we want to make this top champ? We sure?" So I'm glad y'all rethought that. I don't know if I like necessarily how y'all got to that end, but I appreciate it nonetheless. WWE, CM Punk now the Undisputed champion. That was weird. But the more injustice is the fact that y'all did the Street Profits, y'all did Sammy too. Like, why y'all had to do that? Why y'all had to do that to my Street Profits, dog? I'm more pissed off about that.
Yeah. I think we're probably gonna end up disagreeing a lot for this particular one.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So I said last week that, and I haven't really been watching WWE because I'm still in protest not watching over what they did to Oba in Italy, but I still keep track of what's going on. And for anyone who's been arguing with me,
that's been since the Clash of Italy. He hasn't watched. By the way, just so y'all know, it's been since the Clash of Italy. He ain't watched.
I ain't watched, but I do. I've been keeping track of what's happening. People updated me, and so. Why I said last week that I thought that they should have waited to make Sami Zayn the champion. I think he eventually should have become the champion. That was a big part of the storyline that he could never win the big one.
Yeah.
People were raving for him to be the one to take it off of Roman. Roman is currently a champion. It was kind of right there if they ever wanted to come like tie the circle back to that story point. I think it would have made more sense to just wait for his heel cycle to be over and then let him win it as a babyface, where it would have meant more. But instead, he won it against Cody through a roll up, which I don't love anyway. And why you would do that and then have him compete on a random match on Raw,
which he ain't on that show.
He's not on that show. That's supposed to be. They still haven't figured out whether brands are a thing or not.
Yeah, which is weird. It's like you want to follow the brand split or you don't. You got to make it fine.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, like I complained last week about like Gunther needed a favor from Paul Heyman to get a contract to go to SmackDown 1 week after Jacob Fatu from SmackDown just showed up on Raw. On Raw. So apparently Sami Zayn can be forced to compete on Raw, and then it's supposed to be him versus Cody.
Yeah.
But they do a rug pull and Cody gets thrown out of the match, and then CM Punk just shows up and beats him. And everything about it is bad, I think. Like, for anyone who's been debating me over whether WWE is good right now, just because since I've been complaining about the I.O.W shit, does anybody like this? Does anybody like how they did this? Why you wouldn't just there's so many reasons why it was the wrong time to give the belt to Sammy, and it's not because I don't think Sammy can be a champion. It's because you should be preparing I.O.W to be a world champion, which is going to have to be at the expense of one of the two. I don't know what's going on with Randy Orton, so I don't know whether the Cody Orton feud is going to be a thing again at some point.
Yeah, who knows?
Roman has his bloodline story. I assume you're going to want a bloodline member to be the one to dethrone him. Like maybe Jacob Fatu. That kind of seems like where that story would make the most sense to go. So there's a bunch of things going on with the world title right now. You kind of give it to Sami Zayn. Nobody thinks he's going to keep it. And you take it off of him 9 days later. It's like, what was the point of doing it at all? And I think it's because they want to have CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and that's fine. But like, I think that's going to be a good match. I think that's a good story. But
yeah, but
did you have to shove it onto SummerSlam with so close with not enough time to build onto it? Did it have to be for the title?
It's okay. So today's July 7th. August 1st and 2nd is SummerSlam. They got literally less than a month to try to just throw this together, and it's quite odd.
Yeah.
My thing is for us to not have seen CM Punk since April at Mania. That's odd for him to just throw him like this. I get it. It was Chicago. It was that once they said mystery opponent, I'm like, yeah, I think I know who that mystery opponent is. So that wasn't groundbreaking. I'm just saying it was more like, if you wanted Cody versus CM Punk, you did not need to go through all of this to get that at SummerSlam.
Right.
You could have just had Punk literally not take 3 months off, and you could have already just built that feud.
Yes, exactly. And also, it doesn't need to be for the WWE title.
No, you can just put him in a match.
Yeah. Like, you could have, I mean, yeah, I guess, because everyone wants to be a booker. What I would have done, I never would have had Brock come back and beat Oba. I've made that very, very clear. Yep. I would just have Oba just throw Cody at SummerSlam. And then I would build Cody versus CM Punk for WrestleMania. Because I feel like that makes more sense. And it doesn't have to be for the title. Cody and CM Punk can just be a feud, like, because they've touched on it for years now. They touched on it like right before the main event of this past WrestleMania. Before that, they could just have like a personal feud between the two WWE to AEW back to WWE guys and told that whole story.
Bro, and that's the easiest way they could have sold that right there. What you just said.
Yeah.
The two guys that back in WWE after they done left AEW. Easily could have sold it right there. Because first of all, my thing is I'm like you. When you got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, two big names in wrestling, they don't necessarily need to have a championship match to make the match matter. You can go anywhere with how you got there. It's almost as if they're trying to force so many things, as if I maybe they're trying to kill two birds with one stone, set up a Sami Zayn heel run, but I thought he was already on trajectory of a heel arc before this even happened.
Yeah, no, he was.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
but that's why, like, why would you waste Sami Zayn's first run as a WWE championship on this 9-day transition bullshit for like CM Punk to show up, just be given a title match just cause, right? Which is always kind of an annoying.
We're in Chicago, let CM Punk have it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he wasn't even supposed to be on the show at all. It's so like I don't know. It's just everything's ham-fisted. Everything just feels super ham-fisted.
Wow.
Yeah, like I think Cody versus CM Punk would have been a really good Mania match. You could have had Roman Reigns losing the title to Jacob Fatu. You could have had Obafemi defending the other world title, doing something, whatever makes sense by WrestleMania, and Cody versus CM Punk. Like you could have just given these things time.
Yeah, and they just rushed a whole bunch of. Yeah, I'm not really understanding the point of that whole 9-day transitional thing. It does it, and I'm not the biggest Sami Zayn fan, but it does a huge justice. Well, because like I said last week, I'm not a fan of lovable losers. I'm not a fan of underdogs when it comes to wrestling. Now, like in underdogs in other sports, like the first team to beat the Dynasty Patriots. I'm all about that team that's about to beat the Dynasty Patriots. I love that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know how to appeal to me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As much as I love the juggernauts and the sure things, sometimes I'll throw me a little wrench in my sports in football and baseball and basketball. But when it comes to like combat sports or thereof of this lane, like wrestling or UFC, I ain't no way I'm believing Sami Zayn is about to beat any of these dudes. Like literally, look at him. They ain't no. So that's why I didn't care for Daniel Bryan, and I'm one of the very few. I didn't give a fuck about Kofi Mania. All right. Yeah, I said it.
The first full black WWE champion, you didn't give a fuck about that run?
I didn't give a fuck about Kofi Mania because I ain't nothing about him believing. I believe this little flat-chested, caved-in chest nigga is about to beat any of these niggas. No.
Damn, no, you lost me. Now, Kofi Mania to this day is my favorite wrestling story up to match. For sure.
Look, I understand
that was for the people, bro. That was for our community. That was for the niggas, bro.
Look, I understand the importance of the title reign, and I love that, and I respect it. But I still don't like it, is because I don't care for the underdog and the lovable losers.
Okay, all right.
Because I gotta keep it even.
Yeah.
Kofi was a lovable loser that was the underdog. Same with Daniel Bryan and same with Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Okay.
So I gotta keep it consistent. So I don't care.
I do, to your point. I also was not super huge on Daniel Bryan for the same reason. I like Daniel Bryan, but when I was younger, I was always like, I'm probably bigger than him. Like, I was like, him being champion just it feels weird. It feels weird in my tummy. Like in this combat sport, he's the top guy. Like in a sport where Brock Lesnar was still there, like, So like, I feel you. I don't necessarily think that if Sami Zayn wins the title, it should be a long run. But like, is he that much cooler than Cody?
look, all I'm
Like,
saying
I
is,
think he could beat Cody, beat a couple of guys around his size, have like a couple month reign as a babyface when he was a babyface or when he becomes one, and then lose it to like a more believable top guy. I think that would be fine. People did want that at one point.
yeah, but at the same time, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not, you know what? I'm not surprised they gave Sami Zayn a 9-day run, because as soon as he had the moment of beating Gunther at 40 for the Intercontinental, it wasn't like he had a long title reign after that one. They was like, all right, we have you do the upset. It's cool. Now move on. You know, so it's like Sammy has his purpose. Now whether it's 9 days or not, hey, it's on your resume. You've been a champ, so hey, it's cool, bro. Like it's just a weird look how they got there. But I definitely wanted to talk about that before we got about it.
Yeah, sure.
Because I was flabbergasted that they actually put the title on him last week. And then I'm kind of like, you know what? As much as I didn't like him I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I just gave my man a 9-day run, bro.
Yeah. Right, exactly. No, it's just like there were better ways to take the title off of him.
There's so many different, like, and I'm like you don't need to be a 4-year reign. And you know, I don't need that from Sami Zayn. Can he at least defend it twice?
Yeah. Right,
you know what
exactly.
Like one, like you said, at least let him have the rematch and beat Cody.
Yeah.
At least you let him have that one.
Right. And then maybe one more guy for like a feud, and then
didn't have him dropping the Punk. Out of it.
Right.
Hey.
Right. Or maybe he's the one that Oba beats at SummerSlam. But like, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna crown Oba, he should beat one of the established guys to prove that he's the established guy. I feel like transitioning it to Sammy and then having Sammy be the one to lose to Oba is like, all right, great, you beat Sami Zayn. Right? You know, it's like, nah, like make him the guy. Make him beat your guys.
No, without a doubt, because if I beat Brock Lesnar and I'm only beating Sami Zayn, yeah, I'm happy that I won, but I'm kind of looking at the disparity of these wins. I'm like,
yeah, right.
like me pseudo retiring Brock Lesnar looking carrying a lot more weight than beating Sami Zayn for a belt right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Hey man, hey, great show, man. Hey, sorry y'all had to listen to us talk wrestling, but I don't give a damn. It's that's a little slow period of sports going on right now. We're not a lot going on, and damn it, I'm considering wrestling talk is part of sports talk anyway. Shit, y'all been having us in the dark for years, all right? Talking wrestling, and then all of a sudden, you know, talking wrestling is the cool thing to do. All right, so y'all been on our train, bro. So anyway, hey man, y'all know what it is. We gonna get up out of here. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I.O.W Sports Network on all social media platforms. Hey, we appreciate the love and the support. Tell a friend. If you need audio needs, tap in with Randy. All right, enter on Acid Productions on Instagram. Tap in. All right, send him a DM. All right. And then you can chop it up with Randy for whatever specific you need for your audio needs, and he will get you set. All right. Other than that, y'all know where to holler at your boy. Twitter, JC Walkamar, and all the various podcasts that I'll be dropping on there. Other than that, until the next time, Randy Weber, Walkamar, we out. We holler at y'all. Take care of yourselves. Take care for each other. Peace and love.
Yeah. Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Como Modelo, let's cigar. Man, you don't wanna start.